Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie. And we begin conversation in studio with our guest. We're speaking with Mahalia Bacchus, and she is Inspector of the Trinidad and Tobago. And as we head on into the Carnival weekend, we are here to speak about the guidelines for the traffic restriction guidelines for activities taking place around Tobago in 2024. Good morning, Inspector, and welcome.
Morning, Adanna. I just want to say thank you, and thank you for having me here this morning.
Of course, it's always a pleasure speaking to TTPS. They give us all the information that we need, and it's a good company to be in.
Sure.
Right. So we're talking about Carnival 2024. We're talking about all the activities and the road restrictions, the guidelines for the flow of traffic for the activities that will be taking place. So walk us through it.
All right. So good morning to the listening public. Just to let you know that the police is going to be out there to ensure that the general public has a safe carnival, this carnival period. I'm going to start with Scarborough first. This year we have in Scarborough, we have the carnival taking place from Monday between the hours from 10 a.m., which would be our Juve celebration. And then there's Tuesday, where we have there's the Color Hall Juve activity that starts from 5 a.m. So we have parking restrictions. It's prohibited. We have at Market Square. We have the old FCB car park situated at. We also have Wilson Road between Carrington Street and the Claude Noel Highway. Along Milford Road up to the roundabout. That's up to the vicinity of the Crusoe bypass at Shaw Park. The Claude Noel Highway, Wilson Road, we have Orange Hill Road, vicinity of Yachts Marketing around there. Garden Side Street, Northside Connector Street, right? We have a relocation of the taxi stands as well, which will be at the junction of Pump Mill, because persons still have to utilize the facility. Right. Now, there won't be much activity at the upper part of Scarborough, that is uptown area, so that taxi stand will still be open as well too, right? We also have where we have the bands proceeding along certain routes, which would be, they are going to assemble at the Coast Guard base, and proceed east along Milford Road. But past the first judging point, they're going to turn north along Wilson Road, cross the Market Square judging point, and then they're going to have a stage at the ending at Market Square. Then they're going to assemble at Garden Side at the car park and then proceed north along Garden Side Street. We also have them going west into Post Office Street, entering the judging point at Market Square area, right? The bands will also utilize either route at exit the Market Square, turn on south onto Wilson Road, and proceed west onto Milford Road as well. Right, we also have the Junior Parade of the Bands, which will be on Saturday, the 10th of February. So this comes before the actual the Senior Parade of the Bands. And this takes place between the hours of 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. And the route for the Junior Parade of the Bands is proceeding from the corner of Orange Hill and Milford Road, along Milford Road and onto Wilson Road, and they will exit onto Post Office Street, right? We know Post Office Street is that street between Tech and Market Square, right, in that area, right? We also emergency route, so if there's any emergency for persons to get to the hospital, in the event of any emergency, vehicular traffic shall proceed along one of the following roads. That's along the eastbound lane of the Claude Noel Highway. Access to the Scarborough General Hospital from the west, proceeding along the Claude Noel Highway up to the traffic, and then you'll proceed north along the Lambo Connector Road.
So, Inspector, let me just put a plug in there, right?
Sure.
You really have to know your cardinal points. Because I'm sitting and I'm hearing east, west, north, south. And I know some of the general public and our viewers, and as much as they try to map it out in their we're proceeding, and the logical part of where can we actually drive. Can you tell us that, especially that emergency route for the hospital, just tell us the points where they can pick up from and how they're going to proceed and where they're going to drive.
All right. So when you talk about proceeding west, right, you're looking at, if you're coming from the Wilson Road light, the Claude Noel Highway, and you could turn off just above Shaw Park to get to the hospital.
That's right.
If you're coming from the west, which is Crown Point side, you could come up as to the lights at Signal Hill. You could turn up to the Signal Hill area itself, where the lights are, to where we're going to the school, and you could get there as well too. Right. All right. So it just sounds a little east-westish, right, but most
It's
persons
basic.
know, yes, these directions,
Yes, okay.
right? And as I mentioned before, it's as simple as this. The mass starts at Coast Guard Base Corner. They come down that Milford Road, past the Tobago, I Love You Tobago sign. I'm using landmarks, so and then you go around to Market Square area. I mentioned Post Office Street, so you could either go the exit into Post Office Street, which is the street I mentioned between Market Square and Tech, and then you go around to Garden Side, and you could disperse there from that area.
So that's the general route. So the highway would be basically accessible.
Yes, it
okay,
should
good.
Be. All right, so there's also activities in the Crown Point district. So we have basically Crown Point is a simple fix from the Green Corner area, where the Green Shop area, sorry, opposite Milford Court there. Everything begins there, and it goes straight down to Pigeon Point Junction in that big area down there. That's where it ends. Right, so I just broke it down a little simpler there for you, right? But vehicular traffic and parking are prohibited along Milford Road in the vicinity of Stumpy's bypass to Milford Road itself. And that's because in case persons need to get to they could utilize that Stumpy's bypass and go down the back road to Strawberry local road to access to the airport, right? So there's parking at the a person, you may park your vehicle at the Strawberry Heritage Park. If you know where the Crown Point police station is, right opposite, you know, that big grass area where they have the heritage activities. Yeah. Parking would be provided in that area to facilitate the persons in the Crown Point district, right? So vehicular traffic and parking are prohibited at Milford Road in the vicinity of Stumpy's bypass. As I mentioned, Canaan Feeder Road from Douglas Street to Center Street, Strawberry Local Road from Milford Road to Crown Point, Bay Road, Milford Road bypass from Strawberry Local Road to Pigeon Point Junction. Those are the areas within where I mentioned with the Green Shop to Pigeon Point Junction.
Where the activities
would be happening. So you know there are several side streets that could empty you back onto the main road.
That's right.
Right? You could come down those side streets, but you would not be able to get.
Right.
Okay. So that's how it is. And then we also have Roxborough, right, where we have Juve activities taking place there on Monday morning. And we have the Kiddies Carnival on Sunday as well too. Starting from 1 p.m. on Sunday, we have the Kiddies Carnival. And we also have vehicular parking on the Windward Main Road from Boston Street Junction to Prince Street Junction. So most of the activities for Roxborough would be happening from the Sid Gray Stadium there up to Boatyard. Right? Most persons know that landmark, which is Boatyard. So obviously you cannot have any traffic on the roadway. Right, so it's very simple. Vehicular traffic is permitted on Cameron Canal Road. They have Station Hill Bypass, the Police Station Street, and Boston Street. But you have prohibited parking from the Boston Street Junction, Windward Road, Argyle, to Prince Street Junction, on Cameron, Station Hill Bypass, on the Police Station Street, and on Boston Street. Right. All right, so it's very simple.
Okay, so that's a very comprehensive list there, giving us information on the traffic restrictions and actually where you can park as well. So it's doubled. So where you cannot park and where you can park, where you can access. Will this information be posted somewhere so that persons can go back and look at it to see exactly where they can park, where they can pass, what routes they can take in driving?
Most likely it would be posted. You know, we have the social media as well to know, so it will be utilized, so it can be shared very quickly so persons could understand where they should be on these days when activities are taking place.
That's right. And we're asking the general public to please adhere to these traffic restrictions. It is for your safety, for my safety, and for the smooth flow of the activities on the days off. It's not every day this happens, so you know, just the weekend. So let us cooperate with the TTPS within the limitations of the traffic restriction areas. Let us cooperate with them and let us adhere to the call and the plea from the TTPS so that we can have as safe as possible activities over the weekend, beginning from as early as tomorrow, Saturday. Right? So let's pay attention. Look out. Been posted on their social media pages. You can even call. I'm putting this out there for you, Inspector. You can even call to find out if you're uncertain, have a conversation. Take a little walk to the police station, have a conversation with them. They're friendly enough and they will give you the information just in case you are uncertain. Or you can go back on this live and get the information. I want to say thank you this morning. Before we
go, I would just like to also use the opportunity to express to the members of the general public that we also need to exercise some measure of safety whilst we are outside there for this carnival period, in terms of reinforcing our homes and looking out for one another as persons are outside enjoying the activities. You know, your personal safety is also important. So one needs to be aware of their surroundings. Try your best to don't have, you know, large sums of cash and that kind of thing on you when you are participating in the carnival activities, right? Anything that you see something, say something. There'll be police officers around, you know, utilize them. And also, as you mentioned, cooperate with the police when they're out there doing their jobs. It is for everyone's safety and protection during this season.
That's right. And you see, this is why we always like having TTPS here, because they remind us of the things we need to do to ensure we are safe, people around us are safe, our properties and everything that concerns us remain safe. So thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Please adhere to the guidelines, and for further information, check social media pages or visit your nearest police station. We've been speaking with Inspector Mahalia Bacchus as we speak about safety for Carnival 2024 and the traffic restrictions as they may. We are going to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio with our guest. But before we go, of course, we're going to invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.